What's going on, guys? Big Turkey on Wheat here, and just bringing you another video of the yard and what I like to do. In the yard, what we like to run is the cross party, and it's the only player you really have to run if you run it right. And the setup really is to run the slot guy on the right to go deep. Make sure your users are the two guys on the left. Um, when you aren't going for two or anything like that, or are close to the line of scrimmage, you want to take the slot guy and step him back for support, and then have the far right left guy go deep or cross over and go over the back of the defense. What this does is it puts the defense in extremely pressured situations because they have to defend the entire field. What happens is when the guy wants to come across the line of scrimmage, it gives me the option to run. When I'm given that option, it's going to be very hard to tackle me one-on-one. It's just use your stick skills, and with the elusiveness of the Lamar Jackson build, which is what I use, and escape artist, you're kind of putting yourself behind the eight ball to try to tackle me. If the guy does not come across, I can then throw it to my slot guy, who's providing support on the other side of the field, and he can run, he can throw it back to me, or he can throw it down the field. All of those things are decent options, and because most builds can at least typically throw decent passes, they're not the worst. I mean, I wouldn't try to throw any dots or anything like that with a running back, but you should be able to get the job done. And all while this is going on, we're trying to stretch the field. So as you see there, every time they're crossing the line of scrimmage, I'm just running straight and running down the field. Because they're not going to be able to catch me. And a lot of times the computer's going to come across the line of scrimmage, and then they're going to try to adapt by sending two blitzers, and that's when you start pitching it off to the side. But because you're not so close and you keep everything a little bit spread out with him being so far to the left, it gives you the ability to try to read what the user is going to do. You see all the time in this mode where people are just picking off the pitch passes or the pitch passes right in front of them. They're just easy to set up, and once you get somebody thinking, they outthink themselves and they pitch it, and then you step in and you bait them into an interception. Running this play from right to left, so you're using the whole width of the field behind the line of scrimmage, and then you're using the whole width of the field down the field, because once you pass the ball to the side, you can then come back to the quarterback. It makes it so that everything's spread out and much easier to read. You block your center. Here, I'm reading. They didn't come across, so I got the backside crosser around the backside because it was there, and they were paying too much attention to me and the guy in the front. Here, we're gonna sit here and we didn't block the center, which we should have, but we still had the support on the left side. We pitch it out, and he does a good run and scores. But even if you would have gotten tackled there at midfield, you would have been, a first down. But, we're really looking for them big plays and getting into the open field, open spaces. Here we block down, and we get the guy on the going on the go route on the backside. He has him beat. You get an extra couple points for that. That's going to play big in this mode because it just makes the more pressure on the other team to try to do things that they're uncomfortable with. Here, we got a step back. We'll pitch it to him. He sees me coming across. And, once that elusiveness and you get him out in the open field, it's just, in this game mode, it's extremely hard to tackle. And the biggest thing about this is really it provides those extra points. We're going and we're winning, 10, 15, 20 games in a row with running just this one offensive play, because we've really got it narrowed down to exactly how we want to run it and what to expect out of every situation. I think the hardest thing about the yard is people get too into what it is, and it's like, hey, let's do backyard football, and we're just going to go and do all kinds of crazy stuff. It's kind of structured in a way if you look at it correctly, and that's what we're trying to do here. And one of the things that you want to look at is you want to maximize your ability to score points. Each one of these touchdowns that you're seeing, when they're over 20 yards, you get extra points. When you double pass, you get extra points. And sometimes you're going to find yourself in a situation, as we're about to be found in here, where you're down by 8 points. You are in your final possession. You need to try to win this game. So what we put on here is we put on a double pass play. we're going to take and we're going to snap it. We're going to throw it straight to the slot guy, throw it back over across to me, and then the X is wide open because we've really not used this play, and it's gotten everything confused. The game's now tied. That's what's pretty cool about the mode. It gives you extra ways to score points with different types of plays. Now all we have to do is go for the one, and we get the win, and that's pretty easy to do in this mode. It's very hard for the defense to stop from that area. So there's a win, and really one that we probably shouldn't have. But that's the plays that we run. Give it a like and a follow. I appreciate all the support. Thanks a lot, and see you again.